I have one. Turn 34. Um, got evocation 5. Did some searching, found nothing. Oops, All Fire has a global eternal pyre. It's very good for them, obviously. Let's see. Cloud trapezed in a dude on here, hoping to catch somebody. I was hoping to catch Schismancer of Chassos, I think. That didn't happen. That said, he was probably overgeared for this fight. 20 gems went into this, and he took care of business with no fuss, no muss. Found a magic site, Well of White Water. Picked up some girls. Got this province from my partner here. This one lets me recruit enchantresses. They actually meant to give me a different one, but either way, like, I can upgrade this and it'll be useful. So we'll go ahead and get a scout over here because scouts are good. And we can use that in the area as well. Back to messages. Oh, right. That is a thing I need to do. I can't do it right now. Okay. I just remembered that I'm going to get a decent amount of gold, and I could finally investigate this lab and try to deal with that situation. But that's a future problem. Did some raiding. Lusitania beat up some bees. Raiding from my partner. There's a decent amount of PD there, and he just mopped through that with these orc chariots, which are very good. Greenskins North cleared out the Lich. I hadn't realized that they were planning on doing that. Unfortunately, this throne is the throne of death, which is not very exciting. So go ahead and leave that unclaimed for a bit. Chassos attacked with these knights over here, liberating that. And Chassos sent their big-ass army on top of my fort. So there's 87 knights, as well as the communion we saw previously, and 3 of the champion knights. However, we do have Evocation 5 online, and that gives us a lot of options to just obliterate, obliterate armies, I guess. Like, Falling Fires, 20 armor piercing damage, and these guys don't have fire resistance. Could throw up a storm. What else could we do? Hail of Fire is on the table if we have a person with enough fire magic to really light things up. And then one level lower, there's the Fire Cloud, Flaming Meteor. Flaming Meteor is very effective versus massed troops because while it misses one, it hits the others. And this turn, I juggled my research just so that I can get Enchantment 5. Enchantment 5 will let me cast Horde of Skeletons. Additionally, while they've got a considerable siege force, it will take them literally like 7 or more turns to actually crack this fort, by which point I will have a considerable amount to defend it with. So I'm not worried. Maybe I should be, but I'm feeling pretty good about this. Air gems, got some tax, more air gems. Everybody lost candles because thrown up in Talkwater. Patrolled out a scout. And this, again, the message they got is there's damage, but it's not really very damaged. Cured some stuff. It looks like wall-to-wall savings is starting to get healed up, which is nice. Hopefully his chest wound goes away. And yeah. Geopolitics. So Sargassia here is trying to vulture Chassos' capital, which I am very not cool with. We will see like how the situation develops there, and I'm not quite sure like how much of this deep sea they have. But I talked to the sharks, and the sharks were like, "Yeah, we will totally help you out if Sargassia decides to do something crazy." So it's annoying because if Sargassia is vulturing, then like it's hard for us to get underwater and punish them. But I mean, like, we will definitely not allow them to come on land and take what we have fought so hard for. Up here in the Grey Fjords, we've got considerable number of knights and Ambrosian Sancti. These guys will just form our siege chaff when we finally go to Karnak and storm with a bunch of smasher-laden fortissimuses. These guys are presumably going to dance around and raid, and that will let them coalesce on Trosby Fjords over here. This province presumably has extra magic, since I think that's what the star means in addition to it being a portal, but we will see. What else? Had a chat with EA Ulm, and so Ulm is basically talking about how they are soon going to run over Kalem and Ogre Kingdoms, which makes sense. So we went and bought a couple of these edge provinces off of them. Not even bought necessarily, but just like, hey, we'll go ahead and vulture those as you do all the hard work. And we set up some borders there. Kalem's making a fight of it versus this team over here, and I want them to be successful, but practically speaking, like, the writing's on the wall. Kalem is just not going to survive. Trilliax has a whole nother army here to attack Kalem with, even though Kalem beat the last one, and Asgard has another army after that, and Asgard is just a really fucking good nation. With Chassos having decided to attack us here, the jig is up. So we moved all of our, like, I moved all of my pretend to have a big army stuff over here. And again, the point is to just discourage them from moving in this direction. We're like, we have a big army, go somewhere else. And I'm hoping that these guys go towards Hallamore after Kalem is no more, but we will see. At the very least, it is interesting because since the beginning of the game, we've been thinking about, okay, well, let's go ahead and just wipe out Lusitania and finish off our continent. And then Team Astral decided they wanted to fight us, so that was a distraction. Salt gets to live. And depending on how things go with these guys, could be another distraction. And again, the Salt gets to live. So it's kind of like, it's funny to me just that the Salt, like, Salt individual kind of survives out of sheer happenstance. I don't think that they orchestrated all of these teams to have these competing interests and vendettas, but the practical impact is that we are too busy to just wipe them out, which I think we probably would, because we've got great magic, we've got great thugs, and great troops, just were pretty great. Sharks have all of this and more power to them. The EA Ulm team, we found out that they also have a good amount of the caves and pretty much all of this. So they're really big, they're really scary, they're really powerful. They have infinite research. They will also be someone else's problem because it is not our job to try to balance everything. Alright, I think that covers it for now, and I'll see you next turn.